Hey, crazy, amazing humans. We're here on location at Marquez Elementary School. And right behind us, you'll see this amazing play structure that survived the fires. So we're just happy to be here and we're going to go meet the kids.
Yeah, we are happy to be here. And it's a great reminder being here that it's not about the buildings, really. It's about the community of people. It's about the teachers, the librarian, the office staff, all really rallying and loving on the children and the kids showing up for each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pretty
we are
cool.
so grateful to all the crazy, amazing humans that donated to Marquez, to the Friends of Marquez here in the Palisades in honor of our spooktacular Halloween party. So we are ever so grateful.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We're so grateful. Let's go play.
Let's play. Let's do it.
Ooh. It says 5 to 12, but we're going to cover that
Oh,
some.
that's about where you are in life, pal.
Emotionally,
Okay.
that's where I am.
Yeah, let's do it together. Okay, I'm gonna rip my drawers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! I haven't done that in so long.
Fun.
Oh no. Oh gosh. I tore my rotator cuff. Again.
They've removed all the classrooms except for a few of them. Everything was damaged beyond repair. So there's a few portables up there, but they were damaged as well. They just haven't removed them yet. So, but you can kind of see the footprints, and we met with the architects this week, and they're showing us their final plans, and they're accelerating it. And so starting Q1 of 2027, they start building the school. So they put in 15 classrooms. We have the cafeteria over here, and this is our main office. Okay, we have Katrina and Ken Carlson, and Jefferson is also here, and they are from Crazy Amazing Humans. And how many of you went into Santa Monica on Halloween and went to the biggest party ever that was in the street? Their house was separated.
He raised over $225,000. So we met our goal, and like I said, the Carlson's Halloween party was part of that. We friends and family donations. So this really has been a community effort.
All right. Well, what you just saw or heard, depending how you're listening or watching, was such an impactful and inspiring experience for us.
Well said.
I don't even know how to describe it, but hey, crazy, amazing humans, we are here. We're back in the podcast studio for our last episode of 2025.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Katrina Carlson. Thank you, Jefferson.
I just wanted to be reminded of that.
And this episode, we are endeavoring to make this your holiday gift, an early holiday gift. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, just all around happy holidays, no matter how you celebrate.
Happy Festivus.
We just send you all of our good vibes and love for the holiday season. And we have an extra special treat of having our producer, my hubby, Ken Carlson.
What a gift.
Yeah, it is a gift that you're co-hosting
You
with
are
us
a
today.
gift.
Thank you,
Ken Carlson. He's here.
Ken Carlson.
Oh, by the way, some people have Elf on a Shelf. We have Ken in the podcast den. Why not?
right.
Get your own today. I'm Jefferson Denim, and this has been, well, can I just say, this has been a year.
It's been a year.
Ooh. And here in Los Angeles, especially on the West Side and in the Palisades and in Altadena as well, let's be real. So many friends and neighbors are experiencing the holidays outside of their homes because of the fires, right?
Mm-hmm. And as we know, it has been a difficult year.
Yeah.
Preach.
But there's so much to be grateful for, you know? I mean, what we witnessed at Marquez Elementary School, it just reminds me of even after the fire, even after the loss, the resilience is alive and well. It's, I mean, just to see those children, you know, holding hands as if nothing happened, you know, and everything's just moving forward into the next day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, resilience, boy, that's something that we all need.
Right?
Yeah, and I guess we we kind of have to be resilient every single day. So, as always, on this podcast, we're going to be focused on the up. We'll be giving you solid takeaways to apply to your own lives by reflecting on 3 big themes that have come up again and again in our conversations this year on our podcast. And the 3 things we all need maybe now more than ever. I don't know what you guys think, but the 3 of us have put our heads together and come up with 3 things. We got a lot of 3 happening. Number 1, we're going to talk about resilience and rebuilding. All of this applies to each and every one of you listening, I promise. It doesn't matter where you live or what you've been through this year. Right. Number 2, maintaining hope in the face of injustice or crisis. And number 3, fostering community and building belonging.
Oof, those 3 are powerful. So we're going to share some stories. We're going to share some takeaways from our 2025 guests, and hopefully leave you inspired for the new year.
That's right. That's what we're doing.
I want you to feel crazy, amazing.
Oh, Ken's going to sing the theme song for us now.
Right? Sorry about that.
I guess, you know what? Cue the music.
I want you to feel, I want you to feel something crazy, crazy, amazing.
Hey, it's Ken Carlson. I'm the producer of Crazy Amazing Humans, and I want to make sure that you stay around to the end of the episode because I convinced my lovely wife to share a Christmas song that she and Jefferson wrote. You're going to love it. Okay? But back to the episode.
Okay, so resilience and rebuilding. Okay, it matters to all of us, whether we know it or not. We are tapping into our resilience all day long. We are. And rebuilding is something every single one of us does throughout our lives, whether we choose it or it chooses us. You know, honestly,
Right.
when do those things fall apart? Things fell apart for me today already. So this is what happens.
Life happens.
Yeah, life happens.
Life
So
does.
I want to just say, I think we all agree that one of the biggest themes we saw in our episodes this year was resilience, and how it's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's about like moving through it. Sometimes you just have to, kind of like hold your breath and plug your nose and get through.
Right?
So one of the most powerful episodes we had this year spoke directly to that in our conversation with Roger Fishman. It was our first episode of the year called We Love LA. And Roger reminded us that resilience is not something you wait to find or wait to feel. It's just something you practice. It's choosing connection. It's choosing how you show up. It's choosing to believe that beauty can rise from the ashes. I mean, it was really great to hear him talk
my
about
gosh,
that because his
especially-
house had burned down.
That's right, especially after that. And so, Roger also talked about another R word, reframing. He said, he talked about how reframing what we look at literally changes how we feel about where we live, who we are. He said, this was kind of cool. He said, sometimes you have to pull back and see the bigger picture, right? That is his definition of resilience, or the ability to get to resilience. And that is rebuilding from the inside out.
That's cool.
It is. I'll never forget coming back into the studio here after sifting through ashes in the ashes of his home. And I came back and I didn't find, what he wanted me to find, his grandfather's cash register, his till. And I came back here and I felt badly that I couldn't find it. And he just looked at me and he said, thank you for taking action, because taking action gives you momentum, and momentum gives you hope. And he said, thank you for doing that. And then he kind of turned and he said, I'm so grateful for everything I have. And this really, shines a light on that.
I love that.
And it's like, I have so much. And I should be grateful for that. And then he said, I'll never forget that you need to put your energy, be careful what you put your energy into. And so he puts his energy into many things, photographing the world and bringing it back to us, focus on his family, inner strength he talked about. But it's through all of this, death and destruction, the phoenix rises, and there he was, perfect example of being grateful and being present and being connected to other humans such as us, willing to share a story.
That is what builds resilience.
Within minutes. I'm up there, it's smoldering, it's,
Right.
there's still, and he's saying, I'm grateful. There's so many things to be grateful for. Focus on what you have, not what was taken away from you.
Hey, beautiful people. This is the part of our episode where we quickly remind you, if you're enjoying our podcast on YouTube, please take a moment right now and like this video and ring the bell. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, be crazy amazing and write us a review. Very much appreciated. Now back to our conversation.
So I was just going to say a couple things is that you're reminding me of, Ken, is that whole phrase that says it's not having what you want, it's wanting what you have. I honestly think of that almost every day. It's not having what you want, it's wanting what you have, and to be grateful. And that's what we have to be. That's there. And that resilience is really not the absence of struggle. Resilience is there's struggle happening.
No kidding.
It's the presence of your choices of how you deal with that. And it's not
Amen.
easy to always deal with that. And sometimes we have to get people to help us. It's those people who show up, who sit down with you, and you can help other people build resilience with what you do, for them, bring them some soup. It's not something you do alone. You do it in community.
well said.
It really is like, you can't think, oh, how am I going to do this? I got to get myself through this. But remember, find the helpers, find the people who, if you're
Thank
needing,
you, Mr. Rogers. That's what he said, find the helpers. You both said the word choose, and I think that's a powerful thing, too. It's easy to say, right? Hey, just choose joy. Choose to not let it bother you. But that's what I loved about Rogers' perspective, was that he said, look, and I'm paraphrasing a bit what you said, Ken, too, but and tell me if this is accurate. You guys can chime in here.
It probably won't be, but go ahead.
That it's almost like you have to lose things to recognize what's important. There's so many peripheral things we all have that we think are important.
Oh, we have.
And you know what I'm saying?
so much more than we need.
Yeah, so much more than we need. But do I have my family? Do I, like you were saying, there's still so much to be grateful for. And that kind of turn is kind of magic.
Yeah.
It is.
Right? If you can get, I haven't mastered it, but I
We're all
love
trying
Roger.
every
Any
day.
of us have.
No,
Every
but
day.
Roger, showing that as an example, it was really like, I hope I can get there like he did.
Okay, go ahead. You want to say something else about
what
Roger?
you amplify in your life, I mean, what you choose to focus on, but what you amplify and what you put out there, there's a lesson.
So
really is.
It is a lesson. That's great. And I also
And a blessing.
you gotta learn your lessons to get your blessings, everybody. So I also was thinking about the Patty Davis episode. Something she said, that your experiences are what you're going through, not who you are. So I love that, because
Not what you're going through.
it's
the experiences are outside of your identity. Here's
Right,
me, and I just happen to be going through something.
Right. So like whatever
that's
collapsed
really-
in your life, whatever's not working, whatever's broken, it's something you can learn from. You can grow through and rise above. So for anyone who's listening today, who's rebuilding, whether it's a home or a career or a relationship, your health, or even your sense of self, we want to tell you can get through this. And I actually made a little list of practical tools that I might just bring up with you guys. Okay.
Should we take notes?
Yeah.
maybe.
So one thing is, they say start small. So ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do today that supports the life I want?
That's awesome.
So the other thing is stay connected. So I think that speaks to what we were talking about. Find your helpers, find the people around there. Reach out to one person, let people help you, let yourself be seen.
Let people help you.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
That's not easy for.
It actually is hard to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I was just thinking, I really need more people to call me to ask them to help them, because I feel like my kids, we help our kids, but like I need to.
My kids are good at that.
Kids are good at that.
Yeah. Sorry.
And the other thing.
Sorry, Xander. Sorry, Mackenzie. Sorry.
But the third is, let the timeline be the timeline. So, yes. Okay, that's kind of
Explain that one.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, basically, when you're rebuilding, it's not linear, right? You have to let the timeline be the timeline. You're allowed to rest. You've got to let it get.
But I want it now.
I know. Well, let's say you're doing something like building a house, like we did many, many years ago, and they tell you, oh, this is you're plenty of time. It's going to take 12 months. You're going to be fine. They get this done in 12 months. So plan on having Christmas at your house next year. And that's not a good way to start. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just like let that timeline be the timeline. Set your goals, do those things, but always remember, what is it? We make plans and God laughs.
Yeah.
So, just let the timeline be the timeline.
Yeah, exactly. And, again, resilience. So if I said I want it by 12 months and it ain't here, time to be resilient. Yeah. This whole topic, I hope you don't mind me bringing this one up too, but our most recent conversation was about joy span, right?
Right.
And with Dr. Carrie Bernight and the future Dr. Claire Bernight, would you say that's true? Like they really were exemplary of this whole topic.
Absolutely. I mean, they just hit the nail on the head with all that. They're the most crazy, amazing topic of all, right?
I listened to that episode again recently because I was just so taken by them. That's a chock full episode.
Oh, I know.
Something that I always think of from that episode is just this idea of, we're all aging, every single one of us. That's like the elephant in the room. And it doesn't, you're 20 years old, you're getting older. We just saw our daughter turn 30 and, she was fine with she's fine, but our son is like, I'm almost 30. What's going to happen? It's like, no, we all think that, we're getting older no matter what age we're in. And I don't know. I'm just like, I have such a good attitude. If I feel like pain in my knee, I'm like, that's okay. It's going to be here, but it's going to go away. And I'm going to make sure all these things go away. And, just, I'm not going to feed into the aging thing. They said, don't call yourself old. Don't, so that's being resilient with your age.
With
be resilient.
With that in mind, I just so happen to have, we love this book.
Yeah.
And
Jefferson Segway.
Do you like
Denim.
that? You like that?
I don't know what
By
you're
the
up
way,
to,
we
but
get no residual money for this. I am going to plug this book again.
Okay.
So there's when we do our conversations, we do our research, and so we got a copy of this book. There's just a couple of things. Speaking of which, Ken, I didn't have enough paper to write it all down. Luckily, Dr. Bernight had it written down. So let me just share a couple, and I would love to hear what you guys think of it. Hang on. And yes, speaking of getting older and getting used to it, yes, I do wear glasses when I read. Okay. In the book, as you guys know, she references some amazing studies. And these studies from around the world talked about psychological well-being as something that's dynamic. It's not static. It's not stationary. It's dynamic.
Yeah.
This one researcher also revealed the power of adaptability in older adults to foster psychological flexibility translated into well-being. I love those phrases, the power of adaptability and psychological flexibility.
Ooh, don't you need that for resilience? That is like the definition of it's in you. It's a head game.
Right.
I mean, so much of life is a head game.
Here's another thing. It's exactly like what we were just saying. There's a therapist who contributed to the research. And she said, helping others reignited her sense of purpose. And every new connection built her confidence. Over time, she embraced her evolving self.
Yes.
What a great phrase.
Becoming.
Your evolving self.
People love that.
Becoming,
the evolving self, the becoming of who you are, that you're always growing. It doesn't matter what age, you're always learning. And, that's hope. That's moving forward.
It is.
I like that.
My last little thing, and this is also tied to what you just shared. Okay. And you guys are going to go, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, now let me read it. Projections indicate that the market for anti-aging products will expand, potentially reaching 151 billion with a B by 2034.
Wow.
We spend billions of dollars every year to try to be worthy of love and respect. The reality is we are already worthy of love and respect.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Kaboom.
Boom.
Thank you, Dr. Carey.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff.
That's great stuff.
Laid out in
great stuff.
In such a palatable form.
You are crazy amazing.
Yeah.
Yes,
We'll
you
say that again. We'll
are
say that again.
Always. Right. So this is such great stuff. And so for people who had a huge change or a setback this year, whether you're living in a new place or you have a health issue, you know what? It takes courage to piece something together in the aftermath of trauma, like whatever that is. And what I'm talking about is like what you're being resilient from. It takes imagination, it takes gratitude, it takes all kinds of things. But if you're listening right now and you were knocked down this year in any way, we want to say that you are stronger than you know. You are rebuilding right now. You're rebuilding, and even if it doesn't feel like it. So your community sees you, we see you, and we want to tell you to keep going. You got this.
Love it.
So let's move on to our next theme. It's maintaining hope in the face of injustice or trauma. So we all deal with some kind of difficulty in our lives. So,
No kidding.
Yeah, Jefferson, you have something to say about that?
Well, trauma for sure. And then, Ken, I know that you've got some things to say about injustice because that's part of a film that you're working on. But you and Jason, I think he's even in the film, right, that you're putting together.
Yeah, no, we were blessed to interview Jason Flom, who just a real quick recap. I mean, this man has founded and run some of the biggest labels in Hollywood, in the music industry. I mean, Capitol Records and Virgin and Lava, started careers and developed and maintained careers. Lord, Katy Perry, Matchbox 20, Kid Rock. I mean, so he's a legend. Yeah. But he decided, at some point, I think 12, 13 years ago, to devote his life to righting wrongs. And justice was going to be his hot button. And boy, I tell you, he pushes it. He is amazing. And so he rights wrongs and he gives second chances to people, and which is amazing. And that creates hope, so that episode, I learned so much when I heard this man willing to go to the great lengths, and he did an episode about Kevin Cooper, you mentioned death row inmate Kevin Cooper, that I'm making a film about, the People versus Kevin Cooper, and he shined some light on this subject and really got things going. I mean, Kim Kardashian did. Once again, I mentioned before about taking action creates momentum. Momentum creates hope, and so that's what this guy does. He highlights these people that have no hope, their lives are bleak, and he's amazing.
He also really personally helps them, like in a really meaningful ways, in his own dime, and like giving people cars and showing up and doing stuff with them, taking them to dinner, showing
Did
up
you
to
guys
their
feel
Well,
prison.
he also was a founding member of the Innocence Project, which
Right.
makes it very personal. Sorry, it makes it very personal. And he is like, we had some special time with him, and he told us that he bought a car for somebody and let that and provided all sorts of opportunities, jobs for people, and that creates purpose and creates identity and meaning and identity. So,
I have to ask you both,
amazing.
Were you astounded that was my reaction, but were you impressed, astounded, whatever, that he perseveres? Because not every episode of his podcast has a happy ending.
Oh, definitely not. No,
Like some people are still incarcerated and it's still injustice. And it's just mind-blowing to me that someone can still keep going. I'm going to keep showing up for you, even though we don't know how this is going to end. That was impressive.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, he fights for justice, and when times are dark, he shines some light, man.
But that perseverance, man,
He's a
that was
hero.
something that I feel like, gosh, I want to be that kind of.
Yeah.
It was inspiring.
I mean, I think he takes it like one day at a time, one person at a time. And I think he just focuses on the fact that I think he knows how broken the criminal justice system is or things like that. And so I think that when we can apply that to our own lives where we, aggregate, you put too much, like you just see everything, how bad everything is. It feels like you can't get through it, but rather you kind of try to focus on one thing at a time and a small improvement, a little bit of reform, a little bit of this. One person who, you made their life just a little bit better that day. You may not have gotten them out of prison, but you saw them, they felt seen, they felt heard. So I think applying that to our lives too, of like how we can make a small difference in other people's lives again, or those kinds of things, or taking up a mantle of something like he did. That's very inspiring. And, every person can do that. We can find that little thing, whatever it is. Everyone can find that thing.
When
in
I
their
was
life.
reflecting on our conversation with him, I kept thinking about the phrase "manage your expectations." The reason I say that is if I'm involved with someone and I'm helping someone, and if my expectation is this is going to get resolved in a neat bow, that's not managing my expectations in a realistic way. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And if there's a team behind something, so for instance, you have your expectations, you're doing your small part. He said in the podcast, I remember he said, I see other people fighting for these people too. I mean, when we're not alone, we have other people who are also, they can lift you up when you're feeling unable to, because something just knocked you particularly down.
Which is often.
Yeah. And
Right.
so,
In this day and age.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially
So we're
this
talking.
year, as we're wrapping it up.
right. It's the powerlessness thing. He said he's only hopeless when he feels completely powerless. And so if you can figure out the way you can claim a little bit of your own power, which means doing something to make some kind of difference, that's how you get through hopelessness.
Right. And like you said, Ken, then it makes momentum.
Moving forward.
So we're talking about trauma, maintaining hope in the face of trauma. This topic makes me think of our conversation in episode 43 with some people from NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Really great information they provided. And as you know, I volunteer with NAMI. I do support groups with them. And
You do. Every Monday, Jefferson
Monday.
goes
At
to UCLA. And tell us what you do
He
there.
comes with his name tag on.
I know. Ken has to say, I think you're done with this now.
But you're never done with it.
No, that's true.
It lives on.
So I just wanted to share, and I think I already told you guys this quick story, that there was somebody in one of our support groups so we have a whole list of things that we read together.
Okay.
Principles of support.
Like every session?
It's sort of like laying the foundation for our time together.
That's really nice.
Right.
So you set an intention kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep it in the here and now. Make sure that, make sure your expectations are based in reality, not fanciful, blah, blah, blah. And then we end with, we will never give up hope. Right?
I love that.
And so after this particular session,
That's powerful,
a woman came up to me and said, how do I hold on to hope? I mean, I can relate to this feeling.
And how did you answer, Jefferson?
I said, I don't know. Good luck to you.
I'm out of here.
No, not at all. So I looked at
off your name tag.
And you never. Yeah, my name is Frank.
Here's my new phone number.
No, because it was such a honest and vulnerable question.
Yes, it
I
is.
didn't want to just give it, a flippant answer. So I really took it in and I looked at her and I said, well, and I say this a lot in our support groups, this may have helped me. And if it helps you too, that's great. And if it doesn't, it's fine, throw it away. But I said, for me, the key was and is there's always something new to try.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was an intensive outpatient. And on the intake, I said, I'm an older fella, and I'm going, dude, I've tried everything. I don't think anything's going to work. And he's going, And he goes, puts down his clipboard. You're right. You have tried everything up till now.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And that got my attention.
That's so
And I
good.
caught
As
all
it
the-
should.
And so through that program, and hopefully through NAMI, we're all learning something new.
That is like the best doctors are like that too, because there's so many people who are dealing with health crises and health issues, and some things you can't figure out. It's subclinical. I learned that in Joy Span episode, something that's subclinical. And it's not something that, your blood work looks fine, this looks fine, that looks fine, everything looks fine, but like, why am I dying inside? And,
Right.
That's when...
Well, your migraines,
Yes.
was a journey.
So the doctors who say, look, it's, and this is important to have someone in your life saying, there's still more to try. There's still more to do.
Right.
You are not done. And our bodies move and change. And they're just constantly, I don't know, is it evolving? I don't know what the word is for the bodies and the health to just...
Well, as the Joy Span book
health,
said, we're nothing's stagnant. We're all
just
moving,
always
in
moving.
motion.
And so that whole thing of there's something else to try, that really, I love that. There's up till now. Okay, you've done
tried
so much
everything
up till now.
And there's always something else
There's
around
something
the corner.
else.
But that's the essence of what Claire was talking about, right? That here she was, ready to enroll. She had enrolled in medical school, and she's about to start, and they find that she has this tumor, a brain tumor, and so she could have easily just packed up and said, woe was me, but instead she took that as a redirection, a rebirth, and she said, okay, instead of being a Western, doctor, maybe I will be more of an Eastern, or more intentional, holistic.
Right.
And so I think that one of the messages I got out of that too is that she basically said, in life we have these moments, and be open to them and to these divine interventions, if you will, and it will provide us with a new direction. I mean, the body's pretty amazing. If you need blood in your head, you faint. Right? Blood rushes to your head, right?
That's so cool.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
great
And
analogy.
if you have something in you that you need to get out, the body says,
I'm throwing it up.
throwing it up, right?
Right. And there's another part to that story, Kat. This is something you were saying. When she was misdiagnosed.
Oh, right.
She
Yes.
was misdiagnosed, and
Right,
they didn't
right.
catch
Yeah.
the
Right.
brain tumor
Right.
right away. But this is something Katrina teaches me all the time. Be your best advocate. Be
Yeah.
your own best advocate. So the fact that she realized that is not, I need another opinion.
Yes.
We're allowed to say that. I need a
you
second
gotta get a
opinion. Be
second
your
opinion.
own advocate for
That's
yourself.
right.
That's how she discovered what she
Said
was
she
really
just had
dealing
that
with.
feeling inside, like this
This
is
isn't
not
right.
right.
This
Yeah,
isn't
this
right.
is what's happening to me
Yeah.
isn't right. And follow your gut, right? Listen to your gut.
That has something to do with finding your North Star, too. I mean, I'd have to say recently, we've gone through some health issues in our home, and we've discussed some of those. And Katrina has provided for our kids. She's been that North Star for them. And by golly, they're actually listening. and
Hey, Mom knows
some of this
something.
advice is landing, and they're moving
Right.
forward. I didn't say they're listening to me. I'm saying they're listening to the North Star. So, I mean, even kids have these events. That's one of the things I
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
know.
Kids have events, and you're thinking, wait a minute. Well, we're in the sandwich generation now because your mother's failing, my parents are, ailing and failing in many ways, and so we feel like we need to take care of them. And those are the events we kind of like map our lives about and are somewhat, but we don't think about it with our kids. So that's what Carrie said. Like, oh my gosh, my daughter Claire having this life-changing event.
I know. You don't think it's
And
going to happen so young to them.
yeah, so young, and so you have to be open to that.
Would you say then that hope is discipline?
I
Yes,
would absolutely say it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As is gratitude.
Right. It's
As
something you
is-
choose.
yeah,
And here's something,
absolutely.
the last thing, maybe not the last thing I'm thinking of to say for Joyce Band. We all loved the phrase toxic positivity.
Oh
Yeah. Was that the first time you'd heard it? Because
Yes.
didn't we discuss it at some
We
other
may
time?
have
And one of the
been. We may
podcasts
have-
we talk about. But
We
I
may have
didn't know if
channeled
you
it
had
from
gotten it
somewhere.
from
Jefferson's just
Joyce
getting
Band.
old.
I don't know if you
Who
got
are
it
you again?
because we talked about it. And so that was such a funny, I didn't
Toxic
know what that was. And now
positivity.
I'm very sensitive about like, are you saying inspiring too much? Are you saying
Right.
like, but I really like having discussed that, how, kind of like, hey, buck up, you can make this happen.
Right.
Have a good attitude, blah, blah, blah.
This was important, I think, that we both thought, we got to make sure we ask Dr. Carey, okay, when I hear joy, is that like, ha, 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 giddy, Pollyanna, or what does that mean? And for her to actually take the time to say, no, it's something deeper than that. It's something that it's a choice of, and then we're talking about an awesome book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, who made it through a concentration camp. And his whole thing was choosing your reaction. He says, you can't choose everything that happens at you or to you, but you can choose your reaction to it.
That's right.
And that seems like that was the whole theme of Joyce Band too, is like you can choose joy, and it's not ha ha ha. It's like something much deeper, and it's transcendent, really.
Yeah.
It is.
I think.
It's not just happiness; it's joy.
Right.
That's one of the things.
And
Gosh,
that
we're
was-
talking a lot about this
It's
episode
like a
because there was so much.
It was so
contentedness.
good,
It's like a
yeah.
contentedness inside.
But you have to nurture it.
Well said.
Your
You have
body,
to
your
practice it. You
your
have to
heart.
nurture
nurture
it,
it. You
and then
gotta
you just
choose
have to
it.
move forward.
So, all right, let's move on to the number 3. Let's move forward. You guys good with that?
Yes.
And
absolutely.
Let's do it.
so this one is fostering community and building belonging. This is particularly close to all three of us, I think, to our hearts, because that's what we're doing at Crazy Amazing Humans. We are
Right.
endeavoring to build community
Right.
and foster it and build belonging. And during the holidays, I think a lot of people feel, there's a loneliness epidemic. They say there's a loneliness epidemic in the world right now.
In general, but the holidays,
But the
boy.
holidays make it worse. No, it's
kidding.
a tricky time.
Yeah, no
is.
kidding.
It's a very tricky time.
And I think all of our episodes, not just this year, but throughout the entire podcast, are about building community. I think we've seen that in so many different ways. So there's a quick story I want to tell you. You were mentioning the holidays. When I was in high school, way back when. I was in a choir, and we would go out during the holidays, and we would sing at an elementary school, and so this one particular time we were going to sing at a assisted living home. All right, and so we're singing, and I see this one lady in a wheelchair, and she's just clapping and smiling, no teeth, by the way, but just having a ball, right? And so a part of the program, you go out into the audience, you say hi. So I thought, I made a beeline to her, and I said, hi, how are you? And I'm so glad you're enjoying the music. I hope you're going to have a great holiday. And her face just dropped. She said, I'm going to be all by myself this year for Christmas. I mean, heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You are? Well, I'll come visit you. And so,
how old were you, like 17?
17. So
Cute.
I went home. And I told my mom and my brother and sister, I know what we're going to do on Christmas Eve. And I told them, and my mom says, great, I'm going to buy her a present.
Oh.
So we drive there on Christmas Eve, and you can imagine a little dead inside. No, but wrong choice of words. But anyway, it was.
It wasn't lively.
It wasn't lively. There wasn't a
the-
lot of people there. Let me
Okay,
put it that
lots
way.
of people
Somewhat like a
gone.
morgue, is what you're saying.
Oh, I didn't say that. So anyway, we find her room, and she was just beside herself. She was so thrilled that we were Fritzy. My brother and sister will remember her name, Fritzy. And we had the best time.
Oh, that's so
And so
great.
we hung out with her. And then wherever I was, I had moved to LA not long after that. And whenever I was back in Chicago, I always made a point to go visit Fritzy.
That's so great. I love
mean,
that.
creating community, it's all around us, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. There's,
You know, it's also, if you don't mind.
Something you have to nurture, though.
Right.
You have to
Yeah.
practice.
Right. Exactly right. But those opportunities are there if
They
you
are there.
grab them. So another thing I wanted to share, this is just coming to my mind, the same idea. My mother-in-law, 95 years old, she and I take a walk almost every night. And we talk about this, that, and the other. It's the best. It is
That's
the best.
so great.
But she said something like this. I'm going to paraphrase it. She said, you know, everyone thinks you're going to run out of love. But she found in her 95 years that the more love you give, the more love there is to give.
oh, that's really great.
I
That's
mean,
really
so
great.
true.
It is
has
so true.
Stuck with me. Her name
You're
was Mary
modeling
Parkin.
that. You're starting a habit of giving love, and then you just give more because that's what you're doing.
There's
if you
not
practice
scarcity.
it,
There's not scarcity.
there's
You can-
not.
once you start doing it, right? So
that's very beautiful, and that's a lot of wisdom at age 95. She's
no
seen
kidding.
some things.
I love it, man. I love it. And your aunt.
That's when you got to listen.
Well, you have a legacy story of your own, don't you,
Yes.
with your aunt?
Yes, yeah. And talking about belonging, you know, we have my favorite aunt. Sorry about all the other aunts. But my
They
aunt,
don't watch the
my
podcast,
aunt Dosia,
Dan.
strange name, Dosia. She had polio, and I pushed her around in a wheelchair all the time, and we had this really special bond. And unfortunately, fast forward to COVID, at age 90, she was exposed, and then she ended up in a hospital in Phoenix, and she was, on a respirator, and she had issues because of polio with her lungs. We could never go to elevation. It would always, she had this big,
Oxygen
tank and a pump that would literally just pump her. She was in a bad place, but she sang joyfully. That was her whole thing. She
Yeah.
wrote music and just was.
And she was
she
living
wrote
until
hymns.
90. I mean,
Yeah, and she was the one that our family, my grandparents were told, her parents were told she's not going to make it, probably past 21.
And
she
she
contracted
contracted
at 15, 16. And so the whole family was about, focusing on her. And but she was just an absolute joy and an inspiration in our life. But she wrote every day in a journal. And the last entry she had that my parents just received a while ago and shared with us this last time we were there is she wrote, "Take good care of each other. Take good care." And then, "I'm going to the light.
all is well. I'm
All is well.
fine.
I'm fine."
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Take
it's
good
this,
care of
but
each
it's
other.
this sense of belonging. It's that community, right? It's like, okay, that's just a simple line, but take good care of each other. That's what we should emphasize.
Right.
I know. Wow.
And,
What
and,
a
and
line.
all of this other noise, it goes away when you
Yeah.
say, take good care
Right.
of Jefferson, take
Yeah.
good care of Katrina,
Yeah.
take good care of people,
Yes.
of each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
because that's what matters.
What a directive.
So,
to
I mean,
take
on
with
her
you.
deathbed, it literally said entry was 431, and she died moments later.
You know,
Yeah.
we all need that, don't we? We need that reminder because we are so busy
Yeah.
with life. And take good care of each other.
Yeah.
You can't say it any better than that. It's
Yeah.
simple, but boy, does it drive it home.
You know, that reminds me of also in David Carpenter, Pastor Dave's episode where he talked about Ubuntu and that and what it means there in
I love that
Africa
word.
is Ubuntu.
How do you say it?
That you
Ubuntu?
Ubuntu.
That's a great word.
It's sort of the idea is that your good is my good. If you thrive, then I thrive. If doing good for others can actually be the best form of taking care of yourself. So
Right?
if you take care of each other, you can take care of. You're taking care of yourself.
Right. And you've done research on this that there is a chemical reaction. When you're helping someone else, you
Yes.
get a benefit,
Yes.
actual physical benefit
Yeah,
from
the
it.
science of well-being, really, it's like a science, and they have proven that when you do good things for others, it actually boosts your endorphins, your serotonin, and everything really gets sparked.
Take good
boosted.
care of each other because it's
Yeah.
going to do you good too.
So, yeah.
Right? It seems to me that community is the antidote to isolation, and belonging is created, right? It's not discovered. Well, I suppose you can discover it too, but it's something that you have to be proactive about.
It's so true.
You build it, as we've been saying, with small acts of showing up for each other.
And that's something certainly that we witnessed this year, whether it was the neighbors helping other neighbors during the fires.
Oh, my gosh,
Boy, that
right.
was
Yeah.
huge. I mean, and especially in our neighborhood,
Ken, you were
here.
patrolling the neighborhood for everyone. He was
Looting took
reporting back
place
to
and
all
There
of
was
the
looting
neighbors.
people.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
across the street from us. I mean,
Yeah.
it would have been our house too if Ken weren't out there, preventing it. So
and there were others doing the same thing, patrolling at night and helping others, and that's what we see in Marquez.
Yeah.
And it emphasizes the fact that we belong together. Take good care of each other.
Love it.
Right, that's right. And so I guess, in wrapping up, we're going to say that as we move into the new year and we kind of can take this opportunity to ask ourselves, like, what do we want our new year to look like? Can we be what we want that to look like? In other words, we're it first. So be the community you want to have. Create that community you want to have. Create that love between you and a family member, or the care of taking good care of someone, because they will, you'll get it back to you. I mean, not that we should do it because we are getting it back to us, but just know that you can be what you want to see.
Right.
And that sounds all cliche and everything, but
it's true.
it is true. And when you are someone who can make the good things happen, then you will feel good doing it. You just will.
Right.
And what you think to yourself, what is a thing, big or small, that I can do for someone else?
What we ask you guys at the end of
every
every episode,
single
what can we do? Be the
Exactly.
instigator of community. Be the one that says, you know what, I'm thinking about them. I'm going to call them. Or I'm going
Yeah,
to write them an email or
I
a
like
letter.
that.
Instigate it.
Yeah.
Like Mary said, the more love you give, the more love you have to give.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep thinking about that in my own head.
I like that because it's a double give.
Right.
I mean, it's not about I'm trying to get something back because I'm giving love. It's like the more love you give, the more love you have to give.
That's so
Remember?
cool.
That's right.
I'm not diminishing, I'm expanding.
Yeah.
And growing. We're talking about growing and resilience, right? It doesn't run out. So take good care of each other.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So this is the time of year when people, and we're doing it right now, when people reflect. They look back on what was and look forward to what is coming, to what is. We had, did we have wonderful conversations this year with our guests. And we are so thankful for them. And we are so grateful for you, our crazy, amazing humans community.
We are very grateful to you. I'm blowing kisses. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us this year and teaching us and helping us learn along the way of how we can help others. And thanks to everyone who donated to Marquez Elementary. Thank you so much.
It made such a difference.
It did. That was a beautiful thing. I hope
tell
you
you,
all
being there.
see some of that.
Right.
And
And the night of the Spooktacular, just seeing the kids there, dressed up in uniforms and actually holding hands as
it
the
was
librarian
really
and the principal,
lovely.
told us what was going on and shed some light and created some awareness. People opened their hearts.
Well, thank you guys for shepherding that and always
absolutely.
making your spooktacular, what is it?
Party with a purpose.
That's it.
Party with
So,
a purpose.
as the old year fades and the new year begins, remember that there's always something to be grateful for. And I'm very grateful for both of you guys, for Jefferson, my friend, and my wonderful husband, Ken, who I'm so grateful for. And here we are, being together in community can really get us through anything. It really can.
It really can.
Believe it, people.
So, yes, let's believe it. So, as we head into this new year, let's look for ways to lift one another higher. Okay. Let's be the reason someone feels seen, heard, or loved.
I love that.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, I've asked Kat and JD to share the Christmas song that they co-wrote called You Are Christmas. So if you've heard it, you love it. And if you haven't heard it, you're gonna love it.
Oh,
There you
you're
go.
the best.
Thank you, honey.
you,
That's
Ken.
nice.
So here's to you, crazy, amazing humans. Thank you for being a part of our lives.
Thank you. We'll see you in the new year.
Have a wonderful and safe holiday.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you in 2026.
As a child, the longest night was Christmas Eve. I couldn't sleep, so I'd run to my window to see if the sun had risen yet, so I could wake up to get the presents waiting under the tree. But then I'd fix my eyes on a star outside, wondering who you are and who you'd be. You are Christmas. You are Christmas. You are Christmas to me. Now that I'm all grown up, I still need to believe in the spirit of giving more than I receive. 'Cause every holiday seems rushed, running round, spending too much, till I'm blinded by what I want instead of what I need. But then I fix my eyes on a star outside, remembering the child I used to be when you were Christmas. You were Christmas. You were Christmas to me. Spring melts into summer, summer into autumn. I've watched the seasons coming. I've watched them as they've gone. Still, I believe. I still believe that when I fix my eyes on a star outside, I know who I am, who I should be. Like you, like Christmas. You are Christmas. crazy, crazy, amazing.
If you have any questions or comments about today's episode, please make sure to write us at crazyamazinghumans@gmail.com.